Hello and welcome back to my spooky corner of the internet. My name is Chelsea and today we are talking about Scream 5, Scream 2022. I'm so excited. Finally went and saw this in theaters last weekend, about 2 days ago, and I have things to say, I have things to talk about, and I have a makeup look to do while we do so. Let's get into this. We're gonna throw on some NYX primer and some white foundation. I'm doing like a goth look. I kind of go back and forth between goth and then wanting to look like a cute little, like, I don't know, like a doll. I don't know, I was gonna say a Bratz doll, I don't know, but anyway, so we're gonna do a goth makeup look today, talk about Scream. Let's get into it. This is the kind of mood I'm in today. This is my biggest fan. This fan is big as shit, bruh. But we needed it. Today's a big fan day. All right, gotta get this on there. Got it. It's so big and awkward. I can't. Let's go do some makeup. Okay, now that I got this put on, it look a little crazy, but we are gonna talk about Scream. Okay. First of all, I want to give you my thoughts without spoilers, and then we're gonna walk through the movie. So my thoughts without any spoilers. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I went to theaters and watched it. First of all, I have never seen any of the Scream movies in theaters, so like to be able to go watch that in theaters was like, I don't know, it was like a whole experience, and I really enjoyed it. I am a very jumpy person, so literally the entire time I was like, I think the people that were sitting like a few seats away were, I don't know if they were actually like laughing at me, not like in a mean way, but like every now and then they would start laughing, and I think it's because I was just jumping so much. I could be completely off, it could have nothing to do with me, but it was pretty funny. Like, I just could not help it. Like, I cannot help it. I jump at literally everything. So there was that. It was so fun. It was just such a fun experience. But now the movie overall, I will say it is the 5th part to this whole franchise. So like, for what you can do with a 5th part of a franchise, I did like it. I liked, first of all, seeing Dewey, Sydney, and wow, my favorite person, can't even think of her name. Oh my gosh, embarrassing. Gail. I haven't even looked up yet, just so you know. So you see those 3, we love them. It's so fun to see them every time. But one thing I was disappointed about, Gail did not give as many like one-liners or fun things that she usually does, and that really disappointed me. Like, I was so ready for it. Even in my, a couple videos ago, my like 2022 movies that are coming out, one of my big things that I was excited about for Scream is I was excited to hear her one-liners and the like witty stuff she says. She had like no witty things really, maybe like 1 or 2 things, and it was more so other people saying like rude-ish funny things and then being like, right Gail, and her being like, haha, yeah. And it's like, okay, I did not, yeah. I was like, it's not, it wasn't the same. It was so sad. So that right there was like, it just kind of let me down. I tried to go in with low expectations, as I always do with movies, but I did have some hope for Gail, and Gail let me down. Well, the writing let me down, whatever. But overall, I did like seeing them. Okay, but now for the new characters, I did like the new characters they had. They had like a set of twins in there, loved them. Main girls, their sisters, I really like them. It was good. I don't want to give away too much for the people that I'm not giving spoilers, but overall, good movie. Check it out, watch it. It did let me down a little bit in certain aspects, but overall, it's a good movie, yada yada. Now let's get into the spoilers. Let's break this shit down. So when you first start out, it has a girl that's answering a phone, as it always does, as we knew it would. And I did like that it had the aspect of like new technology, because like nowadays everything's on your cell phone, even like the door locks and stuff. So I like that it had that, and God, is that terrifying. Like the locks already. But then also, one of the things that annoyed me with the movie, which the thing is with Scream, is like Scream in itself, it's not like a complete horror comedy, even though I mean, it makes fun of itself 100%. It references so many horror movies, which is why it's like a kind of comedic horror made for horror fans, which we love, but then also is broad enough and fun enough that like that's why the general audience eat it up, like non-horror movie lovers. So anyway, I liked all that. I love that part of it, but the fact that it is 2022 and people still just have their doors unlocked willy-nilly throughout their house. I'm like trying something here. I don't know if this is gonna work out or if it's gonna look stupid as hell, but either way, you're in for the ride with me, so buckle the fuck up. So anyway, that annoyed me. I'm like, bitch, what fucking year is it? Like, lock your goddamn doors. Secondly, dude, fucking Ghostface was brutal, bro. Like, when he got in there, he stabbed her and then like broke her ankle. I was like, oh my gosh, like just like fucking, I mean, obviously they're trying to kill this girl, but then she ends up actually in the hospital. And then her sister, when it showed her sister and she was like taking those pills, whatever, as soon as that fucking boyfriend walked out and she was like, I gotta go, my sister, da da da, and he was like, I'll go with you. I was like, he's Scream. I was like, he's one of them. I already knew there was gonna be two. I was like, he's one of them. This kind of made me sad too, because I like guessed it so fast, and part of me is like, oh, I guessed it so fast, like I just know what I'm doing, I know what I'm talking about. But then the other part of me was like hoping that it was actually not the people I thought it was, and that it was like trying to throw you off the tracks. But then also it's almost like it's so obvious that you would, maybe it's not them because that's so obvious, but then it was them. Anyway, I digress. But as soon as he was like, I'll go with you, which like obviously he would, he was there, and I'm like, that's shady. That's shady behavior. I'm like, don't trust it, don't trust him. Oh, another part, I am gonna jump around a little bit because like it's hard for me not to, honestly. Another part that I thought was really interesting, but also don't know if I like it or not, was obviously that girl, she goes back and like she's like, I didn't know, like she talks to her sister about everything and like why she left for the 5 years and didn't talk to her, and it was because she thought she like broke up the family, which first of all, she didn't break up the family. You're a whole ass kid that just found something out, like that's not your fault, whatever. But like she blamed herself, but I get it, she was like a teenager, like she's like, your brain's not fully developed, so like you're dumb, whatever. But the fact that her dad was Billy Loomis, and like that was cool, okay, I get that, it's like bringing it all back together, it's connecting, whatever. But the fact that she like saw him, I know they did that just to like bring like Billy Loomis back into the loop because everyone loves him. Also, we love Stu too, like didn't get to see Stu, but it's like, but they did talk about him, as they almost always do. They always talk about him in every movie, like kind of, it just keeps kind of looping back to the first one, which is another problem I had with it. Is this is like really skipping a lot here, but going like, even the ending was like, the ending and the whole movie was so much like 4. Like Scream 5 was so similar to 4 in my opinion. Like it wasn't as jokey, funny right in the beginning like 4 was. But that's all of Scream. It doesn't really take itself seriously, and I think the beginning took itself more seriously in 5. But it's still like the end was like, I know that all of them have to have this big over exaggerated like explanation of why they did all these things, but this one, it just felt so much like 4, and I hated that. Like the whole time I'm like, I feel like I saw this, like I get it's the 5th part, but I'm like, I feel like I already saw this. Like they did literally almost the exact same thing where they were trying to set it up just the same way. But I think that's because 4 was supposed to be the end, and then they made a 5th one, which again, I'm glad they made it. I love when they keep making movies because, I don't know, I went and saw it and I enjoyed it, and now I'm talking about it and we're all talking about it, and it's just this big fun thing that we all love. But at the same time, it's like, can we change it up a bit? Like I get it, Scream, but like, let's go to someone else's house. You know, like let's kill someone else outside of the kitchen. Like let's get it outside of the kitchen, and let's do something a little bit different than just like a big kitchen knife. How about that? Like change it up a bit. I don't understand. It's like you got all this room and these fans that love it, like they'll watch anything pretty much, and you're sitting here doing the same thing over and over and over again. But I guess it's one of those things, like if it's not broke, don't fix it, whatever. Like people love it, I get it. I just wanted to see something a little bit different, you know? Like I still wanted to, I like that they brought back like the old characters, like that made me happy. But I was just like, when they were like, oh my god, we're right back in the same house and the same this and the same that, I'm just like, oh my god. Like, I feel like 4 was so similar. Maybe I need to rewatch 4. But I do feel like that was like so similar. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. Like, did you get the same vibes? I'm just curious. Okay, but anyway, so we're walking through this movie. So the girl gets the call. They head down to the hospital. And she's like, oh my gosh. And then you meet all of her friends, which I actually like the friends. Like, I like the twins. They're super cool. And they are Randy's, like, nephews or somehow related to him. And a lot of these kids in this town, because Scream 1 happened back in 1996, and this is 2022, so like, I don't know, 20 some years have passed, and so like, all of these kids are like 18 to 20 years old, whatever, and they're all related to these people somehow, which is how it all loops together, whatever. And the girl of the twins, she's supposed to be like the Randy of this season, or of this movie, and she like breaks it all down for you, how everyone's supposed to die and how everything plays out and da 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 da. I keep thinking this skeleton right here, like the way I keep thinking there's a person back here. It keeps freaking me out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, every time I kind of stop and just like look back there, it's like I keep thinking it's like I don't know, a person. And then the boyfriend, he acts like he's never heard of Stab, and it's like a huge movie. I'm like, come on, kid. I mean, I'm not saying that no one would have heard of it, whatever. But even when he was like, oh yeah, I've never heard of Stab, I have no idea. And he's like rewatching the movies while he's there. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you're a psychopath. Actually, not really. Actually, that's smart kind of to know, like, he was right, like, to know how to be prepared. But, ooh. But at the same time, like, I don't know. He just seemed too obsessed with even the movies at the time. I'm like, this kid's such a weirdo. He was giving me all the bad vibes. And I think even him doing that was supposed to like throw us off his trail. And I'm like, whatever. But anyway, but they get to the, oh my gosh, something in my eyeball. They get to the hospital room. And as soon as they get in the hospital room, and that one girl's like right next to her sister's bed, and she's like, when her sister walks in, I'm like, she's the other one. Because she was just overly protective. And I'm like, I thought she did it for a different reason. Like, I thought it had something to do with, I don't know, something about just like, if you can't have her, like no one can have her kind of thing. And I thought she was like in love with her sister, or maybe that they were dating, because the way she was like treating her, like she was like, oh, if you need anything, let me know. Like, she seemed more of like, I don't know, someone that she was like dating. So as soon as I saw that, and I'm like, and then her sister was not really given the same vibes. She was just like, oh, thanks. And I'm just like, there's something sketch going on here. Like, I just knew it right away. I knew exactly who it was, and I was kind of sad that I knew who it was, because I'm like, I want to be more surprised, you know? So then they're in there, and then her sister gets attacked by Scream. Oh yeah, and then when her sister gets attacked by Scream, I'm pretty sure the boyfriend and that girl, like her sister's BFF, whatever, were both in the hospital room afterwards with the two sisters and one of the police officers, and they're like, how do we know? Like, sir, what were you doing? Like, the officer was questioning the guy, and he was like, I was watching Stab. And then the girl was like, oh yeah, good alibi. Like, they're arguing with each other, but they are both fucking Scream. Like, they're both Ghostface. And yeah, I'm just like, no one's believing this bitch. Like, no one's fucking falling for it. But actually, everyone was falling for it. But then anyway, so then they end up finding Dewey, and I feel so bad for Dewey. I knew he was gonna die. Like, they made him so pathetic, and there's like one of two things. Either movies will like complete someone's life, like, let's say like Tony Stark in Endgame. He has like the daughter, he finally is like kind of settled down with Pepper, living his best life, and then he ends up dying for like the greater good. And this time it's like which obviously, it was also stupid how he died too, which really made me mad. But it's like he was the opposite side. So there's like one or two sides. Either you have everything, your life's going great, and then you die, or they strip everything from you and then you die. Like, those are your two things. Either your life just got like complete, or you have nothing left to like live for, whatever. And once him and Gail were no longer together, and he was no longer a sheriff, all those things, I'm just like, I knew one of the three were gonna die. I knew it wouldn't be Sydney, like, she's the final girl. And when it showed him being all mopey, sad, like having a limp, living his worst life, I'm like, this man's going in this episode, or this I keep wanting to call it a season, I don't know why, in this movie. I think that's also part of the reason that I didn't enjoy it as much as I would have if I didn't, because I kind of guessed all this stuff, but it's like, it was just so guessable. I don't know, maybe I just watched too much TV. Maybe it's my problem. Maybe I'm the problem. I like these colors. I would say of the three OGs, like I think Dewey was the funniest. Like the girls, the women, they were just, I don't know, like they weren't even, these were funny. I mean, I guess it's a horror movie, like they're not supposed to like be funny, but they usually are, or at least not really Sydney. Sydney's usually like, oh, help me, poor me. I guess actually she becomes a badass, but she always starts out like whiny in the beginning, and then she's like a badass at the end, whatever. Gail is just pure badass, pure like saying whatever the hell she wants, and this just it wasn't the Gail I wanted. Like I think Dewey, usually he's more like of like the nice guy, and this one he was kind of like the one that's like, good luck kids, like fuck you guys, I've been stabbed 100 times and I have a limp and all these things, and they're like, oh okay guy, like don't even want to help us. Like he was more of the the kind of character that I liked in this one, which was like not what I expected, but I mean that was fine. I liked the movie, just there were things about it that I did not like, but that's okay. And yeah, that freaking girl, the girl that got attacked, her friend, the one that ends up being Ghostface, she is just like such a psychopath, which obviously she really is a psychopath, but like, I mean, like, even if you didn't know that she was Ghostface, like, this girl's a weirdo, dude. I'm like, why? Like, she's, like, a freak. I mean, she's so controlling. Like, I feel like she wanted to own that girl. You know what I mean? I was like, Jesus. I would say, there was a part, I will say, there was a part in the middle where I kind of was like, maybe it's the twins. Like, they're literally twins. If anyone's gonna kill together, it's twins. Like, I kind of for a second maybe thought, but then the more that I saw them, I'm just like, he is just like too dumb to be the Ghostface, and she would definitely be the one that's like in charge, but she's literally supposed to be like the Randy of the movie, so like it's definitely not her. But anyway, what I was saying before even that, so Dewey, obviously, like, his life is in shambles, whatever, he helps these kids. The way he died was absolutely ridiculous. Like, he deserved so much better, so much more. Like, I get, like, the way he died was actually pretty cool, to be honest, like the way he actually physically died. But why did he go back? Why do you not, if you like, first of all, always pull the mask off, and secondly, actually make sure they're dead. And he's like, I'm gonna go back. Like, they literally fought him, barely freaking scathed their lives, even though he literally has a gun. And literally it was just a girl and a freaking, not just a girl, first of all, but it was a girl. She was very petite, is what I mean by that. Like, a petite girl in a ghost face outfit with a knife. 2 knives, sorry. And you are like an ex-sheriff, you've been, you know, cop however long in your life, you've literally fought off screams, Ghostface your whole life, and you have a gun. I'm just like, it just drives me nuts. And he's like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do XYZ, I'm gonna shoot him in the head. And literally turns around, then drops all of his bullets, is trying to put the bullets in. I'm like, as soon as he did that, I'm like, okay, so you're just gonna die now. Like, that's how you're gonna go, really? And then they go, and then the person just gets up like nothing, like not even scathed after being shot all these times. I know they had a bulletproof vest on, I'm just saying, like, I feel like that would still hurt. I don't know. I haven't been shot with a bulletproof vest or without one. And they just get up, and then they like slash through them. And you know it's the girl because the kid who's the other Ghostface, the guy, the chick's boyfriend, he's laying there on the ground where Ghostface like punched him in the face or whatever because he was like trying to save the girl, you know, like save face. And I'm just like, what in the hell? And so she like literally takes both knives, like stabs him once, pulls up, or maybe just stabs him once and stabs in the back and then pulls up like this. And I'm not saying she couldn't do it, But like Dewey's a pretty big guy. Like I feel like just like height wise, like she wouldn't, I don't know if she'd be able to do that. I guess I'd have to watch it again to actually look at like the height differences, but I don't know. I guess she could have like big stompy goth boots on, but I feel like that'd make it really hard to run. I don't know. There's a lot of variants here. Just aren't adding up for me, to be honest. And just the way Dewey had to go out that way is just like ridiculous. Like I was pissed. Like I wasn't mad that he died necessarily. Like I get it, whatever. Like you've had all this time, all these people keep making it over and over again. But that's how you go. That's how you go out. And you they didn't have any closure between him and, Gail, why do I keep forgetting her name? What the hell? Between him and Gail, there was like no closure. It was just so sad. I literally cried. I was in the movie theater crying, not like sobbing. My brother-in-law, him and his boyfriend or fiance, they went and saw it, and they said there was a person, I think it was a chick behind them. She was like sobbing, crying. Like she was so upset from him dying. And I'm like, I was more just pissed the way he went. Like, Dewey deserved better. It is like really windy out. I mean, it's really windy for February. I don't know, it's weird. I want a nice thick wing. Please and thank you. Very cute, very cute. Alright, giving some like goth doll vibes. I do like it though, it's cute. Throwing some mascara. Those were a lot of my thoughts about Scream. I like the characters. Some of the scenes just annoyed me. I get that it's Scream, but like, I don't know. Dewey should have went back. That was stupid. Like, he should have died in front of them. Like they got the upper hand, which again, I get that this person has knives, but like, there's all of you against them. Like, why don't you all, like, I never understood that. Like, every horror movie, if all of you tackle them, one of you might get stabbed maybe, you know? Like, if all of you just ran full speed at somebody, I don't care who that person is, they're gonna at least think twice about what they're doing. You know what I mean? I'm just like, no one, especially like Ghostface, because it's not like Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees where they're like, basically at this point not even alive or real. They're just like fucking demons, whatever. I don't even know. Basically they're all demons at this point. And so like they're almost like not even killable, and they have like no emotions and don't care. Like you can attack them and they're just gonna kill you, whatever. I don't know. I'm like, Ghostface, they're always some person. It's not some thing that keeps coming back and killing people. Like, it is a person. You literally know it's part of your freaking sister's friend group. They're all like 17. Like, even the guys, I mean, I'm sure they're strong, whatever, especially the one twin guy, but like, everyone else is not that big or strong or whatever, and literally all of you could do something. I guess when I'm thinking about that, I guess it was just Dewey and the older sister, and they were saving the younger sister. But even just Dewey and the older sister, like, there's two of you. I mean, Scream, like, the Ghostface is not that, like, impressive. Like, I don't even understand how they always have, like, this crazy kill rate. It's like, I don't get it. Like, all these people are this fast and smart and all these things, or just all the people they're killing are really that stupid. It's like, if he just wouldn't have went back. Like, if you just would not have went back in there, you would have been fine. That was so stupid. Like, everyone knew you were dying. Even they were like, okay, bye. Never see you again. Thanks for your help. Oh my gosh. And then when that girl saw Gail, and she was like, if he wouldn't have went back in there, my sister would be dead. And you know Gail's thinking, like, I don't give a fuck. Bye. Like, RIP to your sister, I guess. Like, it ain't my problem. I've lost friends. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Gail wanted to say that so bad. This is really cute. Maybe like, no, it's not. I like it. Other than my nose, I don't ever know what to do with my nose. I don't know how to contour my nose. I don't know what's happening with my nose. I just do a lot of this. I do a lot of blending and doing things like this and hope it helps. But we're gonna do black lipstick. Abracadabra, these bitches going bananas. This is cute. I'm gonna do pink in the middle. Of course, of course. And I look like a baby doll. I'm actually gonna use this glitter palette on my lips because it's gonna be way more shiny. Oh, I also want to add some shimmer. Let's do that. All right, let's throw on some shimmer. That is all we have for today's video. This is my finished makeup look. I threw a little necklace on, cute. That is all I had to say about Scream 2022. It was fun, but not real fun. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna buy it. I want to buy a box set of all the Scream movies, honestly. But it didn't wow me, so that's just how I feel. Let me know how you feel down in the comments because I'm very curious about this. And also make sure you go follow me over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I have a Facebook page. I don't know why, I just really love like this chair behind me. Like, it's so comfy. My old chair was not this comfortable. But anyway, I digress. I'm loving this makeup look. Let me know what you think. Only nice things, please, and thank you. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay spooky.